What's up, everybody? I'm out here at the farmer's market on this beautiful Saturday morning, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my why, particularly why I have chosen to become a chiropractor. It's going to be a great video, hopefully some good insights, hopefully you guys will enjoy this, so sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Okay, so why I chose to become a chiropractor. So for me, my journey all started back in about 2010. I just started high school at the time, and I remember hearing the terrible news that my grandmother, who lived far away from us, but we were still really close, and she played a huge role in my childhood and development, and I found out that she had developed Alzheimer's. And this was obviously really hard for me to deal with. It was obviously really hard for my family to deal with and take in at the time. And you know, my 13, 14-year-old self was dealing with a wide mixed range of emotions. I mean, I was feeling sadness and loneliness and anger and confusion and saying, why and how did this even happen? I mean, it's my grandma, you know? And I remember thinking to myself, and this was at this moment where I committed. I wasn't sure what this would look like, but with all these emotions that I was feeling, I said to myself that I committed that my purpose in life, I don't know what this is gonna look like, my purpose in life is gonna be to make sure that what my grandmother had to experience, that no one else had to go through that ever again. Right? That I wanted to get to the root cause of someone's health problems, because I felt that there had to have been a way to fix this, right? There had to have been a way to prevent this from happening. There had to have been something that could have been done, right? And I committed myself that I want to get to the root cause of people's health problems, so that way they do not have to not only experience the pain that's associated with developing a disease like Alzheimer's, but so that way they can live out perhaps a healthier life throughout their entire lifetime. And you know, and as I looked at it though, I started to look at the numbers, and I found out that it's projected that by the year 2050, up to 16 million people could develop Alzheimer's disease, and that's just in the United States alone. 16 million people, and I was blown away by that. And what's even deeper about this is that it's not just 16 million people that's getting the Alzheimer's disease, but that's also 16 million people's families that become affected. I mean, the hardest part of going, you know, of what happened to my grandmother was not just what happened to my grandmother, but it was seeing my grandfather, who I also looked up to, and he's one of the biggest role models in my life. He still is today. And seeing him lose the love of his life, his wife, and to see my own father lose his mother, right? And so it's not just the person who develops the disease that becomes affected, it's their family, it's their friends, it's the people that love them and care about them the most that become the most deeply affected by it. And so finding this out completely changed my life for me. So I went through high school, I played sports. I was big into playing football, and I developed a lot of different injuries. So because of that, I was in and out of many different doctors, getting tons of rehab done and so forth, and one of them being a chiropractor. And this is my very first chiropractic exposure experience. And I was in there because I was having some low back, some sciatica, and some hip flexor problems, so I was getting treated for that. And my perception of chiropractic at the time, like many people, is that chiropractors are good for low back pain, right? And that it's an alternative to physical therapy. If you have low back pain, go see the chiropractor. They'll crack you, fix you, and you're good to go, right? And that's kind of what my experience was like. My chiropractor, that's pretty much all that he told me about, was that it was good for treating pain. He fixed me up, I was good to go, and I was on my way, right? So that was my first experience with chiropractic. That was about my junior year of high school. And then up to my senior year, I had some more injuries. I tore my ACL, so I was done playing football, and I was in and out of physical therapy a lot for about a period of 6 months. And being in that environment and having this idea that I wanted to pursue something in the healthcare field, I thought about physical therapy as a real potential option for me. Why? Because physical therapy, I mean, it's an amazing profession. They were doing amazing things, but I couldn't help but to feel something lacking there, right? And what I think it was is that it was lacking congruence with what my real purpose was that I established for myself a couple years prior, right? And that was that I want to get to the root cause of people's health problems, so that way they can better their health, so that way they can live out a better, fuller, richer life, right? And not have to develop the fate that happens to millions of people every year of developing a chronic disease, right? And nothing wrong with physical therapy, but it just didn't align with that, right? However, though, this passion and interest and commitment that I've had, committed myself that, you know what, I'm definitely gonna pursue the healthcare field. It's definitely what I wanna do. So I'm from West Virginia, by the way, I didn't mention that, but I decided to go to the University of West Virginia to pursue a degree in exercise physiology, right? So my first 2 years at college, I really was kind of unsure. I wanted to dabble with what I wanted to do, which route I wanted to pursue in. So I opened myself up to shadow, interview, ask questions to pretty much every type of doctor in every different type of arena in the healthcare field. So, I mean, I was checking out different surgeons, different MDs, DOs. I was in different physical therapy offices. I even was looking at a naturopathic doctor and shadowed with him for a little bit. I even checked out personal training and nutrition. And I was interested in all these different areas. And all of them were great in their own merit. However, in each sector, I felt the same way, the same incongruence, that it just wasn't aligned with my purpose. There was something missing with what I felt that I was really meant to do. And then sometime up to my sophomore year of college, this is when I had my aha moment, right? So this was sophomore year, we were on break, I was back home at my parents' house, and we were at a neighbor's house for a little get together. And I still remember this today. I was fixing myself some food, and someone calls my name. I turn to my right, they go, "Hey Steve." I turn over to my right, and right as I turn to my right, oh, my neck spasmed up and it got crooked like this. I dropped the plate, it hurt so bad, and I couldn't straighten my neck back up. It was stuck on its right like that. And really, really painful. The next day, the day after, I still couldn't straighten it all the way, so didn't know what to do. And my mom actually recommended me, and she said, "Hey Steve, there's a new chiropractor that just opened up in town. I heard he's really good, you should go check him out." And so I was like, oh, well, okay, I might as well. Chiropractors are good for treating back pain after all. Maybe he can help me with my neck pain. So I went to him, and this is now my second chiropractic experience. Sorry, and this is when things changed for me, right? So not only within the first adjustment was he able to completely straighten my neck out, and I was like, whoa, that's amazing, my neck feels so much better, thanks doc. But he was also able to sit down and talk with me for a little bit, which is really cool. And so, you know, I'm a sophomore in college. He was asking me, oh, what are you majoring in? What are your plans after college? I told him I'm majoring in exercise physiology. He's like, oh, that's cool. What do you plan on doing with that? And I pretty much told him the exact same story that I've told to you guys up to this point, right? And as I'm telling him this story, you know, it's really emotional, really in depth. I'm getting, you know, I'm telling him all these things about my grandmother and my passions and insecurities and all this stuff. And he's like, kind of had this smile and this look in his eye, and I'm like, what are you smiling about there, doc? Like, I'm telling you this deep stuff. And he asked me, he's like, well, have you considered chiropractic? Have you considered maybe possibly wanting to become a chiropractor? And I was like, yeah, I've thought about it, but it's the same deal with like physical therapy. I just don't want to deal with the superficial aspect of dealing with people's pain. I want to get to the root cause of their actual real health problems. And this is when things changed for me, because he explained to me then what chiropractic actually was. And he said, Steve, do you mind if I tell you about, well, what I do here in my office and whatnot? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, oh yeah, cool. So he explained to me over a few minutes, he was like, so yes, chiropractors deal with treating pain, but the reason why is because pain's often a symptom of a deeper issue. And I was like, absolutely, I couldn't agree more with you. And he said, well, the reason why chiropractors deal with the back and the neck, in my case, is because that is where the spine is, right? And through the spine is the nervous system, and that is what chiropractors are interested in, is the nervous system. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And he explained to me how the nervous system it communicates, it runs through the spine, and it communicates with every single tissue, organ, gland within your body, right? And it communicates every function necessary for life to heal and maintain yourself. I was like, well, yeah, I'm with you on that so far. And he explained to me the cool thing about the nervous system is you don't even have to think about it. It's digesting your food for you. It's running all the metabolic pathways for you. It's beating your heart. It's breathing for you. You don't even have to think about it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And he said that this intelligence, it's governed by nothing but the basic biological process of life on its own. And it's in the trees, it's in the birds, it's even in you and me. And some people refer to this as the spirit. Some people call it God. What chiropractors refer to it as is the innate intelligence. That's the name they coined for it, right? In the chiropractic community. So I was like, oh, innate intelligence, that's interesting. And this is what governs every function of life. And so he was telling me, and the vessel that this intelligence runs through is the nervous system. And so he was showing me, and he was like, so Steve, he showed me my x-rays and showed me on my neck where I was having the pain and that my spine was misaligned there, right? And he says, so Steve, while you were experiencing this pain and your other symptoms that you were having, I was having some severe headaches associated with it as well. And he was like, it's because you had that misalignment of the spine, it was putting pressure on those nerves. And those nerves are going to different parts of your body, right? And if you're putting pressure on those nerves, it's interfering with how those other parts of the body are able to function. Because the nervous system is what's communicating from the brain to that area of the body. And I was like, that's interesting. So that's why that was causing the headaches. That's why that was causing the severe pain in your muscles. And so even more than this, he showed me a diagram, and he was showing me how different parts of the nervous system and how they go to different parts of the body. He was showing me how in the lower back area of the nerves are going to your digestive tract, to your reproductive tract, to your bladder. Areas in the mid back are going to your heart and lungs, helping me with breathing and different organs of your body. He was showing me how in the upper neck area where I was at is associated with people who get headaches, was associated with thyroid issues, with ear infections, with eyesight problems. And this kind of opened my mind a little bit, and I was like, huh, that kind of makes sense. If the nervous system is not working properly, it would make sense then that it could affect how a tissue is working, right? It could affect how an organ is working or a specific gland is working to secrete hormones that has many different effects on the body. And so he was telling me this, I'm like, wow, that just made sense to me. And he was like, exactly. So as chiropractors, yeah, we deal with pain because that's just what people feel. People feel pain in their neck and they're like, doc, fix my neck for me. But they don't realize, and what is that it could also be leading to deeper issues that they don't even know about. And as a chiropractor, we want to make sure the nervous system is working properly, because if the nervous system is working properly, then perhaps all other areas of the body, we're allowing the natural intelligence of the body to work properly. And what does the natural intelligence do? Heal and maintain itself, because that is the basic biologic process of life. And I mean, man, did that just sink home for me? Did that make sense to me? That aligned perfectly with what my purpose was in life, right? That I wanted to get to the root cause of people's health problems. And to me, that made so much sense, because nothing wrong with other health professions, but they wanted to look at the one thing. They wanted to look at the thing that was affected by it. And even other chiropractors, they wanted to look at the pain that I was experiencing. They want to look at the symptoms that I was feeling. But symptoms are just masking what the underlying issue really is. Right? And so for me, when he told me this, and I had no idea what chiropractic was, but when he told me that, wow, we focus on how the nervous system is working first, and if we get to the root cause of how the nervous system is functioning properly, and then just perhaps it'll allow the area, other parts of the body, to be working properly, and then maybe those issues of digestive problems, of thyroid issues, of ear infections and immune system problems can be healed. Because it made me realize that every system of the body is integrated with the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, digestive system, the lymphatic system, your immune system is all intertwined with what? The nervous system. They have one thing in common, is that the nervous system is the bigger picture of it. And so if the nervous system is out of line, then those systems are out of line, and those organs, glands, tissues, cells that are associated with that can become affected. And that perfectly realigned with my purpose, and that is the purpose that I want to spread the message to the world to hear, because I think the world needs to know this message. So that's a little bit about my why, my how, and why I chose to become a chiropractor. It started with my grandmother, someone I love so much, become so ill that it affected not only her, but my family so much, and so much so for myself, that I committed that I want to get to the root cause of people's health problems to better their health, so that way they can live out an amazing life and they don't have to experience the pain that comes from destruction of your health. And so I look at what's going on in the world today. I look at what's going on in our current healthcare system today. And you know, let's look at by state level. I'm from West Virginia, so let's look at the state of West Virginia. West Virginia, unfortunately, it's not something to laugh about, but we are first in about everything you want to be last in. like obesity rates, opioid addictions, you name it, that West Virginia is typically up there as one of the unhealthier states. And I look at this culture and realize like something like an opioid addiction that's becoming a nationwide epidemic, and I look at the levels of chronic diseases going up and up and up. Like I said, Alzheimer's disease is projected that 16 million people will be living in the United States alone with Alzheimer's disease. And I haven't even looked up, because I've been interested in Alzheimer's, I haven't looked up the other chronic diseases, but they're all on the up and up. And what I love about chiropractic and why I think that it has resonated with me so much is because a chiropractic principle says, hey, let's get to the root cause first. Let's look at the nervous system first. Let's make sure the nervous system is functioning optimally, so that way all other parts of the body can function optimally as well. Right? So we don't wait. So we don't give a pill or a surgery to fix the problem, nor do we wait until we need the pills or the surgeries to fix the problem. No, rather what I love about chiropractic care is we align the nervous system. We allow the body to heal and maintain itself consistently throughout our lifetime, so that way we don't need the drugs or the surgery, okay? So that way we are in a more balanced, healthier life throughout the remainder of our life, so that way we can do more in our life, so we can love more, be closer with the people we have in our life, and do more and make a deeper impact in the world. So in this video, I talked a little bit about my why, and maybe you got a little bit of something out of it, maybe you know me a little bit better. But if you get anything out of this video, I hope that it's this, that your why is the greatest vessel, is the greatest source of motivation to achieve your success in anything in life. Your why is the most important thing to take with you. So I hope, if anything, if this video does anything, it is to, number one, to figure out your why. Because so many people, if I ask you right now, what is your why? How many of you will say, I don't know. I didn't really know until I had to think about it, right? So what I challenge you to do to figure out your why is to think about your past experiences. Think about everything you've gone through that's led to your current reality right now. Think about everything, the past experiences. It could be pain, excitement, joy, everything that's led to you residing in the community you're in right now, everything that's led to your profession you're in right now, or on the path to become a professional, or whatever it may be if we have some students here, right? So everything that's led to this moment now, and find that story, find those experiences, find those deep emotions. Some of them might be difficult, there might be some pain there like there was for me, but get to that cause of that and find your why you are where you are right now. And then once you found that why, now you want to find your so what point, your how. Now how I'm going to take my why to make an impact in the world. So how many people now say, well, I don't know my passion, Steve, I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to do with my why. So the answer to that is people think they have to do some great magical, magistical thing, right? They have to change the world in a split second, and they freak out because they don't know what that means. But rather I challenge you to say no. To make a difference, right, or to do something is to start the change small. Do the first things first and make the change with yourself. You know, make the decision to say, you know what, I know my why, and so today I'm going to decide to love myself today, right? I'm going to be happy today. Make your happiness level a choice. And then you can start affecting other people. You can say, you know what, today, I'm not here in public, I'm gonna go say hi to a stranger today, right? I'm gonna go give somebody a high five. I'm gonna say, hey, how's it going? Right? Maybe I wanna extend a hand to somebody that I know is in need. Maybe somebody who's in a pain spot right now, or dealing with a struggle in their life right now. Maybe it's, you know what, I'm gonna bring my friends together. I'm gonna bring my family together. I'm gonna extend a hand and meet my neighbor and bring my neighbor together. Right? And then maybe you can say, how can I impact my community? Once you understand your why, about why you've chosen to be at the place you're at right now, because I believe that everything in life is a choice, whether we think of it that way or not, right? And their past experiences that's led to exactly where we're at right now in the present. So you can say, you know what? I've chosen to be in this community, so now how I'm gonna make an impact in this community? How can I make this community stronger? Right? And then you can say, hey, in my professional work, in my work life, what is it in my work that I can do that can bring more at that why out of myself, right? So the live band starts the music here. So then you can ask yourself, maybe if you're a student, right? I know some people here watch because maybe you want to go to chiropractic school, and that's amazing. Formulate why you have become a chiropractor, right? Formulate your why you're where you're at right now, right? And then say, you know what, how can I take my why? What is my story, my past experiences brought me to this point right now, and what can I do with this to better serve the world? okay? And you can ask this in every single aspect of your life, whether it be your professional life, your community life, your personal life, your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your family. Apply this why and then do the thing now. Don't wait to magically change the world. No, change the world first with yourself, first by extending a hand to one of your neighbors. And then slowly over time, your why, your how, the process of life will work in your favor, and before you know it, you'll be making a great impact in this world. Cool? Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. If you got an insight out of this, then give it a like and share it along. And I'm gonna go enjoy this live music, hanging around the farmer's market really quick. It's a cool area out here. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Alright.